It is no coincidence that every period where I feel a little bit like shit, it coincides with a period where I'm not including silence. When I talk about silence and including silence, I'm talking about all the times, for example, when you're supposed to hang your laundry, cook, when you're supposed to go outside and walk to the train station, whatever. All those times where you could just like be doing those things in silence, but every time you're going to put your headphones in and listen to a show, a podcast, what have you. And that's very problematic because basically you're not listening and seeing yourself. Imagine someone you love in your life, your friend, let's say, whatever. You guys never have one-on-one time. The only time that you ever see that friend or that person that you love ever, it's always in big groups. Can you actually feel close to that person? I don't think so. I've had that problem sometimes with friends, and it was just because every time we would meet in big groups and it's like, I don't feel like I'm that close to you or that I know you or that you see me. And this is why everybody talks about, oh, shower thoughts. Like magically when you go in the shower, you just get such amazing thoughts. And no, it's the only moment where you're letting yourself speak because you physically can't, although now people manage to buy things that help you, that let you bring your phone into the shower. That's insanity. This is what I'm talking about. Also, when you don't include little moments of silence every day in your life, and that is always a telltale sign for me as well, when you go to bed, even though you're tired, you're going to turn that light off. And because it's the first time in the day where you're actually letting yourself talk, well, that's the only time your brain has to talk to you and that you're going to listen to it. So it's going to start talking to you at midnight when you're trying to sleep. No wonder you're like ruminating at night. There was no other time in the day where you let yourself think about your life. We always want to be heard and understood and seen by others, but if you're not even giving that to yourself, you're never going to feel completely, well, heard and seen. Because isn't it amazing when you find someone else outside, and both are important, right? Like you need community and other people in relationships, but isn't it amazing when you meet someone and you guys are on the same wavelength? You are the most on your wavelength. Like nobody will be on the same wavelength as much as yourself with you. So just spend some time listening to yourself. And the reason why so many of us, like in our generation, is getting harder and harder to do that, and we even feel like, why don't we do it if it's so amazing, right? Well, there's a couple reasons. First, there's the fear of boredom, and the fear of boredom has always existed, but the problem is that now we get so much entertainment and stimulation left and right that our tolerance for boredom is here. It's like negative. Even if it's perceived boredom, we're going to get a little bit of low-level anxiety, but what you need to do is just be like, no, it's fine. Like if you're about to hang your clothes and or cook and you really want to listen to something, tell yourself, okay, I'm a grown person. Let me just sit through that discomfort, and I promise you it's going to last 5 minutes, and then you're going to have a great time and you're going to feel happy because you're not alone. First of all, you're doing something with your hands, which we're going to talk about later in the solutions. But second of all, like you will be with your own thoughts. And that brings me to the second reason why a lot of us struggle with that today. A lot of us are avoiding certain thoughts and feelings, but the problem is, and we've all learned this the hard way, the only way out is through. Every time you're going to choose, and sometimes I don't have any willpower and I kind of feel icky or something or like whatever, and so I decide to listen to a podcast instead of cooking in silence or walking outside. Let me tell you, it never goes away. It will never go away that way. All you're doing is postponing, and that shit's gonna pile on, and it's just gonna be more annoying and long and just unpleasant to deal with later on. Your pile of shit's gonna be bigger later on. Another reason, I don't struggle with that personally, but I can understand if you do, you feel like it's unproductive, like you're not being productive. Girl, there is nothing more productive than silence. Because unless you include silence, you're not listening to yourself. You're just a robot. You're just an NPC. You're just this thing consuming. You're just a flesh suit that's consuming all the time. Because consuming is not only eating, it's not only spending money. It's also like when you're consuming other people's voices, when are you yourself? When are you actually like listening to yourself out of your own free will? I'm going to give you 3 tips and 3 things to do to actually give yourself the opportunity to listen to yourself. And just remember that, like with any good habit, it has to be something that you see yourself doing for life. So don't try to be perfectionistic. Don't try to do more than you need. If you have 5 minutes, that's great. It's actually really much easier than you think to include like 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 50 minutes of silence here and there. And once you start doing it, like it gets really addictive because you see the benefits right away. You're even going to sleep better. You're just going to like yourself better. You're going to have this self-worth. You're going to feel like, oh, I'm a human. I'm actively living my life. You're going to get so many ideas and it's going to be so satisfying. I'm going to go from easiest to the hardest, meaning just because it's, okay, you're going to see. The first one is journaling, and journaling is the easiest because you're actually doing something while you're sitting in silence. You're using your hands, right? And when I mean journaling, like a lot of people think it's like this high pressure thing. Oh, like I've just spent 6 hours, 8 hours working, whatever. I don't want to go home and do some writing. You don't have to even make full sentences. You don't even have to use the right grammar. The handwriting can be completely illegible. Like, it doesn't matter. Just take a freaking sheet of paper and start writing. For example, right now, if I was to do it. So right now I'm filming a video on silence. Blah, 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 blah. We're in the middle of a heat wave. I'm freaking dying of heat. I'm sweating my ass off. That's it. That's literally it. It can be 5 minutes. It can be an hour. I usually always start so negative, and I've done it hundreds of times, and it always ends up it starts pessimistic, it ends up very optimistic every single time, even when I'm convinced that I'm never going to be able to get out of this foul mood that I'm in. It works. That's number one. Number two is truly, I believe, the best way, which is walking around outside or even at home pacing. Like before this video, I was pacing for like 10 minutes just thinking about the video slowly. But walking, you have to understand, as humans, our prototype are the cavemen. The cavemen, what were they built to do? What they evolved to do? Their main activity was walking around for hours and hours and hours every day, all day, every day. And they didn't have anything to listen to. They would talk, but they wouldn't talk like the whole time, that's for sure. So lots of silence and lots of walking. I believe walking, there is nothing healthier other than sleep than walking for humans. It is the healthiest form of exercise. It is so good for your brain. And that is why, by the way, all of the biggest writers in history, if you look at, I looked it up. It was like Charles Dickens, Dostoevsky, Virginia Woolf, I think Montaigne. They would just go out and walk for hours, and that's how they organized their thoughts to write those books. Haven't you, like, when I was younger, I would read those books, and I was like, damn, like how did that come out of their mind? They were walking and walking and walking for hours. That's how. And I understood that later on because I started implementing this, and it was amazing. I was like, wow, when I'm walking outside and I decide to turn off like my phone and everything, I don't even see time going by. Because don't worry, I got you if you're in that situation. Also, as a woman, like I've sometimes lived in neighborhoods that were just like icky and noisy and stuff like that. Wear your headphones until you get to a place, a nicer neighborhood, a park. Nature's great, like a lake, a riverside, and then you turn everything off and then you start walking. Dude, it will kick in. It's in your DNA. We were made to do this. You're gonna see, like, you're gonna feel amazing. So many ideas are going to come, and you're gonna feel so smart because all of a sudden you're gonna be like, wow, I have all these complex thoughts that are organizing themselves almost in an outline or mind map way so well. Yeah, that's what we were built to do, the way we were meant to do it. So that's the second one, but you could also just pace at home. I do that sometimes. Last is like the hardest one, which is just sit in silence or lie down in silence. And that one, honestly, like all power to you if you do it for 30 minutes, an hour. But for me, for example, sitting in silence, sometimes I'll do it for 30 seconds. I'll do it for a minute, 2 minutes. Lying down, I could do for like 5 to 10 minutes. And it's amazing. Like it literally feels like you're opening up a bottle and letting, I don't know, the steam come out or something. It genuinely feels amazing. You can also listen to some music, but only instrumental, not too stimulating, etc. So yeah, those are the 3 ways that I do it, and I'm able to incorporate now a little bit every day. And there's opportunities everywhere, like while you're doing your skincare, while you're showering, while you're cleaning. It will even motivate you to do all these little chores because, oh, I'm getting the chore done and also I'm getting like some one-on-one time with myself. And you're gonna see, once you get that over the little hump of like, because you've been scrolling all day and it sounds so scary to go in silence, once you get over that little hump, after the first 5 minutes, like we're always complaining that we're so overstimulated, girl. Like, no shit. It's so sad. It's so sad because we're the most advanced we've ever been, but we've just created a life that in pretty much every way is so incompatible to our original makeup, and that is just not compatible with our thriving. So yeah, it is important to go back and to the essentials, because it is insane the difference that you see right away in your mental health, in your focus, just you as a person, Like, if you don't want to go, if you don't want 5-10 years to go by, 6 months, 1 year, I don't care, and look back and be like, damn, like time flew. I don't even know, who am I? What am I doing? Like, this is important. This is so important. Like, imagine one of the people you love the most in the world. You guys don't have one-on-one talks. No. Like, imagine you having a child and never having one-on-one talks with them. Don't do that to yourself. And I know I've been there. Don't do the like, oh, I'm clever. Like, let me at least listen to something like a podcast on history or mathematics or science or philosophy. It's not silence. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. Silence is gold. Silence is vital. Try these things out. Or if you have, like, let me know how you feel about it. It has truly changed my life, so I wanted to come here and talk about it. And yeah, I'll see you very soon in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.